Good evening, guys. This is a live. We're going to talk about running assessments, and we're going to do this a bit more regularly. So I'll put it out to the group if there's a preferred time, whether it's before work in the morning, like 6, 7 a.m., or after work, 5 p.m., or even later around 7 p.m. We're going to do this a lot more consistently over the next few weeks, and it's all going to be focused on running and everything we know about running. So feel free to tag any runners in there. You just tag them in the comments and ask any questions so I can address your feedback. And I'm just looking down here because I've got a few things I want to talk about. We're going to be giving away a lot of great free info. So we do want you to get involved, ask questions, and tag some runners. Hi, Bridge. I've got Bridget on the call just saying hello. I got an orange light today. That's the first thing we're going to talk about as a runner. So I ran yesterday 3Ks with no pain during, and this morning I've just woken up with, you probably wouldn't call it pain, but just a feeling or a discomfort on the outside of my right foot. It was there kind of most of the day, but nothing really sharp, and I could go up and down stairs. So I would call that an orange light. Orange light means we wouldn't run on that today. We'd give it a couple days rest, and then we'd run again in a few days. The reason for that is we don't want to put stress on stress on stress. So the 3K run yesterday was awesome, no pain, and we're going to get positive adaptation to that, particularly for a bony injury. But we just have to back off a little bit if we get the orange light. We're not stopping running, we're just backing off a little bit. So Christopher Johnson had one of my all-time favorite quotes for runners, and he said, "Runners get into trouble when their ambition exceeds their tissue capacity." And that's something I experienced because I was feeling really good. I was feeling really fit. So I wanted to run further, but I didn't allow enough time for my body to adapt fully. So I'm sure a lot of runners can relate to that. I'm just going to jump on here and see if I can see who else is watching. Got 6 viewers. I can't see the other names yet. They might be on private, so I'll keep going. The live we did today at about 12 o'clock. Our team does that every Wednesday. So every Wednesday between 12 and 2, we get together, all the clinics, 8 staff members, and we discuss the latest courses, the latest evidence, and this is how we stay sharp and on top of latest treatments for everyone. So it's just a bit of an insight into what we do as a clinic to stay on top of the latest stuff so we can pass that on to all you guys. And then one in every 4 Wednesdays, we close for the afternoon and we go and do something fun like putt-putt or 10-pin bowling. Let's get into the run assessment stuff. So I guess I just wanted to give you guys an insight into what happens in a run assessment. And if you're a runner, a park runner, a Cantua, you're training for the Blackmores, or you've just done the Sydney Half and you haven't quite got the result you want, then I would recommend a run assessment. And I want you guys to know what we do in our run assessments and what you should be looking for in a physio who knows running, which we pride ourselves in doing at iMove. So first of all, running's a skill, and there is better ways to run. I would say the most common mistake we see is that runners will overstride and they'll take big, long, loopy strides. And I guess it's something we grow up with, and you hear the term stride out, and that's probably the most common mistake we see. So it's really the first thing we look for because it's the most common mistake an amateur runner will make. And we'll just film you run at a comfortable pace, your comfortable long run pace. We'll look at you from the back, we'll look at you from the side. We use software in the clinic that puts you in slow-mo, and we get those variables that we've spoken about before, like vertical oscillation, ground reaction force, cadence, and all these things are related to how economical you are as a runner, and potentially they impact your injury risk in the future. So what's really cool is we give you those numbers, and then we just tweak a few things, a couple simple cues, and those numbers drop. So things like ground reaction force, how hard you're hitting the ground, and vertical oscillation, how much you're bouncing up and down, which is no good. We want all your energy going forward. Those things significantly reduce with a couple of simple cues in the clinic. So that's what we do, as well as giving you 2 or 3 key exercises that we think will really help you as a runner. The other common mistake is we see runners doing way too much. Like, they've got a strength program that's just got 30 exercises in it. We would much rather you just do 1 or 2 things that's targeted to your body than having an exercise program that's 20 minutes deep. And just on that, if you're going for a 30-minute run and not doing strength work, I would much rather you do a 25-minute run and do 5 minutes of strength work. And you should be able to do pretty decent strength work in 5 minutes. So if you don't have that type of programming, come through and see us, and we can sort out something more simple for you. The other things we look at, I'm just looking down at my list here, is your history, your running load, your shoes, what drop height you have in your shoes, which is the difference between the heel and the toe. Most traditional shoes are 12 mil, and some people change their drop height without even knowing. That significantly impacts where you land on your foot and can significantly impact the loads you'll get with running. So all those questions are really important, and I think that's how you'll know you're talking to someone who really knows running. And it's what we've spent the last 3 years at iMove educating ourselves about, with guys like Tim Brasden from the Running Lab, Christopher Johnson from Run Cadence, Blaise Dubois from London, Tom Goom, the running physio. We spend time reading these guys' stuff. We go to their courses, and we talk about it every Wednesday. And that's how we've helped so many runners, is we're on top of this stuff all the time. If the conversation you're having is around knee valgus, like your knee turning in, or foot pronation, or putting too many eggs into one basket, like what your knee's doing, then I would suggest that you're probably missing a few things in the picture. So just a couple of cues as to how you might know you're with someone who really knows their running. The last thing I wanted to talk about, we got through that list pretty quickly. I'll just see if there's any questions coming up. So we've got 8 viewers. I've got Phil. Hi, Phil. Phil is the podiatrist at Running Science. If you've got any foot troubles or shoe questions, shoot them at Phil. Awesome. He's certainly someone who's all over this stuff and all over his running. Bridge is still on. Cherie, how you going, Cherie? The other 5 still on private. So I just want you to tag some runners in this. Anyone who does parkrun, anyone who might have just done the Sydney morning half, anyone who's a Cantua. Shoot any questions at the bottom after the video. We're going to continue to do these lives on all things running. I might put a private post on my Facebook page just to let you know what time that's happening, and each live will come with a topic. So stay tuned. We're going to get a lot more specific in future lives. I'm going to try and do one every 2 days or so. So thanks for watching, guys, and pop any comments or questions at the bottom. See you soon.